Hey guys, so it is just after 4 o'clock on Monday, April 15th, and it is now the third week of the HouseCupathon. So as of earlier today, Ravenclaw is still in the lead with over 1,000 points, but Hufflepuff is not that far behind. We are only like 300 or so points behind them, and we've been getting steadily a lot of people that are getting their reading stuff in. So I'm very happy. I'm getting a lot of reading done. Over the last week, I've read, I think, 3 or 4 books, and I'm currently working on one right now. It is my arc for The Rules of Birkin by Tracy Finlay, and I've gotten about 7% of the way through it. The Kindle version is like 257 pages, and the paperback version is like 320 some pages. I'm going to go with the honor system and just use the Kindle edition pages because I don't know why it's so vastly different from paperback to Kindle. But I'm going to go with the honor system and just go with the edition I have. And I'm kind of excited. I'm thinking that with all the hype it's been getting recently, I'm going to anticipate it to be a 5-star read. So it is going to count for my letter challenge. The challenges that I have completed so far for the readathon are the Invisibility Cloak Challenge, which was to read a book with under 1,000 readings on Goodreads, which I pretty much did with the first arc I read this month, which was Wreck by Kristen Crun Mills. And then I also completed the Troll Challenge, which was to read a book with monsters in it. And that one was for this arc I read for the story Unbroken. It was an adult male romance-focused paranormal romance story. I found out today, though, or I found out last night actually, that I am now able to listen to my audiobooks before we open because I usually work in the mornings. I will usually get there about between 7 to 7:30, and I work for like an hour and a half, and I work for like an hour and a half to 2 hours before we open, and I found out that I am able to listen to my audiobook while I am in that space where I have not anyone coming in, we are still closed, and we're just setting stuff up for the day. So that's going to get me at least 2 hours worth of audiobook time, which is really awesome. That's going to help me really get through a Clash of Kings a lot faster. Last night I listened to like 2.5 hours of it while I was at work because I was there from like 2 in the afternoon to 10 o'clock at night, and we closed at 6. So I listened to a lot of it last night while we were closed. And then I listened to some more this morning. I listened to like 48 minutes of it, I think, because that's all I had time for because I was not supposed to go in till 7:30. So I wasn't there for as long, but I got out at 3:30 today. And I plan on listening to more of it tonight when I can while I'm having dinner made. So I'm pretty excited. Today's goals are that I need to quickly record my childhood Let's Play video because I didn't get the time to film it last night before I went to work. So I need to get that done real quick. And then I'm basically just editing videos. I'm editing my makeup video, tag video, and vlog, which has the answer for the riddle. And the other prefects and I have pretty much decided that this whole round is basically a trial run for us because we really dove into this with no life preserver whatsoever. So for those of you that are joining us for this round, thank you so much for being a part of it. Let us know if there's anything that we can improve on because we wanted to really work out some bugs and kinks and stuff in this round so that we can continue to have the readathon happen and run as smoothly as possible. And we do plan on it being biannually, where we do it twice a year. We are thinking that starting next year, we're going to have it be in May because of the fact that there is the Owls Magical Readathon going on in April, which we did not know until we had already made the announcement for the HouseCupathon. And then we were going to do it in May starting next year, but then also doing a round in November because we felt like that was going to be the best time for everybody, considering that September a lot of people are going to school, October there is a lot of Halloween-based readathons and spooky readathons, and December is a lot of end-of-the-year stuff, so we really kind of felt like November was a pretty good median within all of that. So we just felt like it was the best time because there's not really a lot going on in November except for like NaNoWriMo. But if you're not partaking in NaNoWriMo, then you can do as much reading as you want. Or if you're like me, you're going to try to split up your time between writing and reading, which doesn't always work out. I'm going to go get started with recording the childhood Let's Play really quickly and then get to the rest of my stuff for the day. And go to download my files from my recordings in both my makeup video and my tag video for this week are gone. And then I go to check my phone, and I deleted them. This is how my day is going. Okay, no, it's fine. It's really fine. So that just means that there's not going to be a makeup nor a tag video for this week, which that's okay. That frees up a lot of my evening tonight. So I think I'm just going to download all the clips from my vlog and just make sure that it is where it's supposed to be on my laptop. So kind of sucks, but c'est la vie, I guess it happens. But that just frees up a lot more of my night tonight. So I guess I'll just sit and read and watch YouTube videos. I guess that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm not complaining. So it is currently 10 after 7 in the evening, and I have gotten my vlog started to render. It's still rendering, probably will for a little while longer. I'm thinking I might try to edit it tonight because I kind of want to put it out tomorrow, or I will at least edit part of it because the raw footage is like 52 minutes, and that's the shortest of the vlogs I've ever had. So I don't know for sure what I'm gonna do with it. I might edit it, I might not. I'm gonna really just see how the night goes. I caught up on my YouTube videos for right now that I wanted to watch, so I'm happy with that. I've also figured out a plan for tomorrow because I have a lot of stuff I have to do tomorrow over the course of the day. A lot of it to do before Robert leaves for work, and then I have to do some things after he leaves, like I have to go to the library to get my library card. I have to go get groceries and go do laundry, so that's all done. But tomorrow I'm planning on finishing my book, maybe editing the vlog depending on how I feel about tonight, and finishing the book I'm reading, which is The Rules of Birkin. For right now, what I think I'm going to do though is just sit and relax and read some of The Rules of Birkin. I really have nothing else to do tonight. I even can't work on the vlog even if I wanted to because it's still rendering. So I'm going to sit and read for a while. I have nothing else to do. So guys, it is currently 1:40 in the afternoon on Tuesday. I have the day off today, obviously, and I finally finished the first draft of my novel. I'm so freaking excited. It is clocking in at 127 pages right now and 36,487 words. It is by far not even complete, but because I have so many scenes that I need to write in and rewrite and all this stuff, but I'm just so happy that after 4.5 years, I finally reached the end of it. I wrote the last 6 chapters earlier within I think almost 2 hours, and I'm very proud of how the scenes are. I think that especially the last scene is going to be really good. I have so much growth I need to do with it. My plan going forward with it is that I'm going to take the rest of April off from it, not look at it, not do anything with it. If I have ideas for scenes and stuff that I want to do, I will write them down on my phone to access later. But in May, I'm going to be heavily revising and rewriting the entire story because I feel like that's going to be the best way for me to go about this. I know specifically where I want some scenes. What I would do first basically is go through the notes I have, and then in the first draft file, go through and add in the comments of where I want certain scenes to happen so that when I go to rewrite it, I know where those scenes I want to happen are. So that's going to happen over the course of May, and for God knows how long, I really have no idea. I've had so many people over the course of the last 4.5 years read bits and pieces of the story as I've put it out, and I've gotten really good reception from it, and I've gotten some really great ideas for it. So I've already got my alpha readers really kind of through it. So I think once I finish the first round of rewrites and revisions, I'm going to open it up to beta readers. And this is going to be specifically my friends and family that have known about this story for a while and have read it. So I'm not opening it up to people that are just out there because I want to get their opinions on it first. Those that are specifically people I've worked with before that have read the story, that know what it's about, and want to read the full thing, basically. And then once the beta readers have gone through it, probably before the end of the year, I'm going to continue to do revisions and stuff until I feel comfortable with putting it out closer to the world and getting some more kind of tertiary readers, I don't quite know what is after beta, but the tertiary readers to read it, which would be more like you guys if you would be interested in reading it. So I don't know if it's ever going to get published. I don't know if I'm ever going to find an agent or anything to work with it, but I just know that this is a project I've been working on since I was a senior in high school, and I finally finished it, so I'm very happy that I finally did, and it just makes me so very happy to finally be able to say I've written the majority of a book, basically. As far as my reading progress for last night, I read about 51% of The Rules of Birkin by Tracy Finlay, which is absolutely amazing. I am loving it so far, and am really freaking intrigued by it, because if you have no idea what the story's about, it's basically about this girl who, or this woman, I should say, she's 24 years old. She used to play this game with her brother in Cadillac, Michigan. They grew up in Cadillac. And they used to play this game called Birkin, which was kind of like a variant of hide and seek, but it was quite different. And basically, it would be she would have to run off throughout the city or something, and her brother would come find her, and there would be 3 rounds of it. Well, when they're older, he's 29, she's 24, he tells her he wants to play it one last time for nostalgia's sake, and then makes the comment that he is actually going to kill her, and she doesn't know if he's kidding or not. But he actually does try to kill her, and so she has to run away from where she is, be on her complete own, and not know, she doesn't know why he's doing this, doesn't understand what's going on, and throughout the story you start learning about some very dark things that happened to her and her brother as they were growing up, with their mom leaving, their dad actually being in jail, and one of the woman's friends being murdered. So you don't really know what exactly happened, you just know those are things that have happened, and the story kind of unravels as she's trying to stay away from her brother, and he's trying to find her, and throughout the course of this, you're learning more about what exactly happened as these two were growing up, to where it is possible that her brother is absolutely insane, or if he's just really just trying to mess with her kind of thing. So I'm of the mindset that he's done some really bad things that he refuses to tell his sister, because there are so many scenes within this that talk about abuse, and things of that nature. So really heavy trigger warnings for domestic abuse, I would say, because there's some very, very heavy shit that goes on within this novel. But anyway, that's gone really well. I don't know exactly how many pages of it I've read at this point, but I'm just over halfway through it. I didn't listen to any more of A Clash of Kings yesterday after I left you guys. I don't know if I'm going to listen to it some more. I might, because I'm going to be doing some driving around and stuff. But I'm actually going to go take a shower real quick. So it is just after 7 o'clock now, and I've just gotten back from running around Heck and Creation. I went to my friend's apartment to get my laundry done. We went and got groceries, and I also went and stopped and got dinner for me and Robert, because he was getting really hungry, and I was too. So I just finished eating that and also took care of all the groceries and stuff I had. I still haven't taken care of the laundry, but that's because I'm just not going to do it. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I feel like I want to edit my vlog, but I also really want to just read The Rules of Birkin. I really want to finish that, because I really like that a lot, and I really just want to get it done. So I think what I'm going to do is read that for a little while, at least till I can get to 75%, because it is moving fairly quickly. So I it shouldn't take me too long to get to 75%, maybe like a couple hours, and then edit my vlog and then read the rest of it before I go to bed tonight. And I have to work tomorrow at 7:30, but I only have to be there till noon. Hey guys, so it is, I think, almost 2:30 in the afternoon on Wednesday. I got out of work at about noon. I went and grabbed lunch for Robert and I got home, and then I still didn't even touch my lunch until about 20 minutes ago, maybe more like half an hour ago or so, because I sat down and was going through my planner, and I made a reading schedule for the rest of the month and the entirety of May, because in May I have a lot of arcs I have to get through as well, and then I have to also catch up on several books that I didn't read and that I'm not going to be able to read this month. So I really scheduled the crap out of my next several weeks for reading, and I'm very excited to get through it, because I'm going to be able to finish pretty much all my arcs. I did realize, though, that several of the arcs that I had were sequels to stories that I had not gotten the first books for, so I nixed those out of my to-reads list, because I felt there's no point in me reviewing an arc for a book in a series that I've not read the first one of, if that makes sense. Several of them, though, were more like companion novels, I think, but I still would feel uncomfortable, I think, reading the second book within a story without having at least read the beginning of it. So there was like probably 5 or 6 books that I had to completely cut out of my list because of the fact that they were not going to be able to be read because they were sequels. So I'm pretty happy, though, with the fact that I've pretty much got it down to where I'm going to finish almost all of my arcs before the end of the month. I think by the time it hits April 30th, I'll only have like 2 books that I'll need to read of arcs that I still have, which is really awesome, but that means I'm basically not going to be able to read any of the other books I wanted to, other than A Clash of Kings and Harry Potter, probably not even my audiobook for the month, which really sucks, but I'm going to have to just send that one back, I think, because I'm not going to have time to read it, which kind of stinks, but hopefully it might still be available to where I can read it, I can recheck it out in May. And I'm very happy, though, regardless, because I think I've really got a good schedule down. I don't have my work schedules, so I don't really know how that's going to plan out. I don't know what's going to be coming up in May, other than Mother's Day and my mom's birthday at the end of the month, but pretty much day in, day out, it's I work, I come home, I work on videos, I read. So there's only very like small times during the day. Like once a week I'll have to do laundry, or I'll have to cook and still have to transition to an audiobook. Like little things like that, don't matter as much to me because of the fact that I know that I can still get everything else I need done as long as like I stay on top of what I need. So speaking of which, for today, what I'm going to do is first sit and finish the rest of the Rules of Birkin, because I was going to finish it last night, but I was way too tired and I only have a little bit of that left. So it's 3:35 in the evening, well, afternoon right now, and I just finished The Rules of Birkin by Tracy Finlay, and holy crap, it was good. I was expecting the ending in a way. I was hoping it was going to go the way I wanted it to, and it did, but the ending of it, like, I had an idea of what, like, would happen at the climax of the story, I guess, but then the falling action afterward, I did not expect, because there were some things that were talked about that I didn't ever think I would get answers for, and also something happened that definitely makes me happy, but also I'm kind of like, ooh, there's some major consequences that can come from that, so I loved it. It was super dark, though. It was very, very dark, and for those of you that deal with things like domestic abuse and rape and things of that nature, you definitely need to stay away from this, because there is a lot that goes on within this novel that is incredibly dark and twisted and absolutely disgusting. Like, this is one of those books where it really shows you the absolute darkest parts of people. Like, it is one of those stories where you understand just how messed up some people can really be, and it's terrifying. So I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. I loved every aspect of it. I was on the edge of my seat pretty much the entire time, and didn't feel like there were any lax moments within it. Like every moment that went by felt very intense, because of the fact that the entire story, the character is running away from her brother, and you are waiting with her to see when he's going to turn around the corner. And it really honestly felt so intense the entire time, to where I was having almost heart palpitations because I was so scared for this character. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to update my bullet journal real quick so that I can get my pages down for the last couple days. And then I'm going to update the Discord so I can add my points to our counter. And yeah, so I'm also going to upload my vlog, because I need to upload that. I realized I almost forgot to do that. And then I can make sure that that gets posted on Discord so that people can go check out what the answer to the riddle was. So anyway, I will talk to all you guys a little later once I think I've got pretty much to the end of my day, where I'm just going to finish the day reading The Time of Our Lives. Good morning, everyone. It is about 10 to 10 in the morning on Thursday. I have a couple minutes before I have to go in for work, so I figured I'd quickly update you guys before I do. So yesterday I did finish, like I said, The Rules of Birkin, and I read the entirety of The Time of Our Lives by Portia McIntosh. It was really good. I loved it. It was a 5 out of 5 stars for me. It was honestly a lot like the story Amazing Grace that I read last week, where it was kind of a rom-com, but it didn't focus on the romantic aspects. Like, there was a romance focus within it, because basically the main story is like, there's this woman who is, you know, she's meeting all her friends for the first time in like 10 years at one of her friends' wedding. And she is the only one out of all of them that is not in some kind of a relationship. She doesn't have any kids, you know, she's kind of stuck in a job that she doesn't really want anymore, but she doesn't quite know how to get out of it. So she goes to this wedding thinking that it's gonna be, you know, at least just a good time for her to see her friends and nothing more than that. But she meets this guy the first night named Pete, who she really likes. She's, you know, kind of different from what she's used to before, and she thinks that she might have something going for her with him. But then she gets dragged into being a bridesmaid for the wedding, because one of the bridesmaids gets sent into labor because she was pregnant, and finds out that one of the groomsmen, the best man, is her ex flame. And not even really a flame, like, she just had really good, strong feelings for him, and something happened to where he broke her heart, and she hasn't seen him in over 10 years. So the thing is, like, she's trying to juggle her feelings for Tom, this guy that she's known for years and has had these feelings for so long, and also trying to, like, figure stuff out about herself, and, you know, deciding whether or not she likes this guy Pete enough to want to actually have a relationship with him in the future. But see, the thing was that it was absolutely adorable, because I felt like, just like with Amazing Grace, there wasn't a huge focus with the romance, although that was the main focus of the story. It really just focused on the story of Tom and Luca, the main character, who just really needed a push to get her in the right direction. So the thing was that she was having a lot of, like, existential crises, basically, at 31 years old. And so the story is a lot of focus on that, and then also, like, her meeting with Tom for the first time in like 10 years. There's another ex-boyfriend who comes out that she has to kind of, like, somehow make amends with. And then there's Pete, who she's trying to see if she has anything in common with, and try to see if she has anything going for her with him. I'm very excited to say that that's gotten a 5 out of 5 stars. I was not expecting it to, but it definitely did. And so I have to go into work now here, but I did want to also let you guys know that the next book I'm working on is going to be a complete 180 from what I just read. So I read a contemporary with Amazing Grace, I read The Rules of Birkin, which was a thriller, and then I read The Time of Our Lives, which was another contemporary, and I think the next book I'm reading is another thriller. It is called I Know You by Eric Thurm, and I don't know what it's about. I'm kind of going in blind with all of these books because I don't have the time to read the synopses, or if I read the synopses, I don't remember what they are. So I'm going to hopefully read some of that today if I can. I have to work till 3 today, I think, so I'm not going to really get a lunch break. I will get, like, a small break because I'm only working like 5 hours today, but yeah, I'm not thinking it's going to be a ridiculous amount of time for me to be able to sit and read other than eat. So anyway, I have to go into work, and I will see all of you guys later today. Hey guys, so it is about 20 to 4 in the afternoon now, and I am exhausted. I worked till 3 with no lunch, so I'm starving, but I don't want to just eat the stuff I had with me, and Robert's actually going to come in home to take a break from work, so he's going to go pick up some Chinese, because I would much rather have Chinese than a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Just gonna say. I got home just after like 3:15 or so, and then I wrote my review and posted it for The Time of Our Lives by Portia McIntosh, and I'm currently going to get my vocal cover set up so that I can render it and then edit it, and then when that's done, I'll be done with my stuff for the day pretty much, and then all I'll have to do for the rest of the day is just read my next book, which is I Know You by Eric Thurm. I think I'm going to try to read all of it tonight because it's not very long to my knowledge. I think it's like maybe 300 pages at the most, or like 350. Like, it's not very long. Like, I can easily pump it out within the evening and stuff like that. So I'm pretty happy. I'm getting through a lot of books, a lot of my arcs, and I think that if I stick to my reading schedule that I have set up yesterday, I am going to get through all my arcs for April at the very beginning of May, and then I'll be able to get through all of my arcs in May and have so much time to read a bunch of other stuff that I didn't get to read in April, which there's not even a readathon that I'm participating in going on in May, but I just have a lot of arcs, and I have a lot of books that I had wanted to read, like my random TBR books and my reread series for the Morganville Vampires and stuff like that. I haven't gotten through any of A Clash of Kings today because I didn't go in until 10, but I do go in tomorrow at like 7:30, so I'll get like maybe about an hour's worth, just over an hour of that audiobook done tomorrow, and then probably get through more of it tomorrow during the day when I get back from work, because I'll probably listen to it to make dinner and stuff like that. So I don't know. I also have to get gas in my car after work tomorrow, because tomorrow night Robert and I are going back to my house, to my parents' house, because this weekend is Easter weekend, and he doesn't get out of work till 9, but we are going to stay at my parents' house Friday night, because Saturday he's going off to a concert with a friend of his, and then Sunday is Easter, and we're having Easter dinner at my grandmother's house. So since I have Saturday and Sunday off from work, and so does he, we decided that going home Friday night after he got out of work was going to be a lot easier, because that way, you know, we can have some time to hang out on Saturday before he goes to the concert. And the concert's like out in Pontiac, so it's going to be a lot of a longer drive for him to go from here than it is for him to go from where my house is. Like, it's going to be, like, I think it's like 3 hours to Pontiac from here, and then it's like maybe about an hour from my house. Good morning, everyone. It is 7:22 in the morning on Friday, and I'm going to go into work here in a couple minutes, but I didn't get a chance to update you guys last night because I was very tired after I got done with reading I Know You by Eric Thurm, and I ended up giving it a 4 out of 5 stars because it was good, but for some reason, like, I just couldn't get emotionally attached to the stress that was involved with the story, because the story follows a 26-year-old woman who finds out that her little sister is missing, who's 16, and she doesn't know who took her, doesn't know anything about why she was taken. All she knows is that it has something to do with her brother, and she has to find out why, basically. It's only like 217 pages, so it was a really quick read. I got through it in like the evening of last night, but I don't know, for some reason I wasn't able to get like really emotionally involved with the story, and I enjoyed it, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it to where I was able to get through the story, and I felt like the ending was actually kind of satisfactory, and the person that ended up kidnapping the sister did not seem expected at all. I felt like he was completely, not random, but not someone I would have thought of before, and definitely had reasons that I understood why he did it, but also was really messed up. And I don't know, just for some reason though, I couldn't really get the stakes of the story. Like, in thriller stories, you usually should feel like you understand the stakes and you truly feel the stakes of the story. And for this, I didn't feel that. And that's why I ended up not giving it a 4 out of 5 stars, because I liked it, but I didn't love it to the point where like I'm raving about it. I'm gonna give my review of that today when I get home from work. I'm supposed to work till 3:30 I think today, and who knows, I might get out earlier. I don't quite know. It depends on how the week has gone in our sales and stuff like that, but yeah, so I'm gonna have to do that, and then I have to pack up my stuff to head home for this weekend. I also have to clean the apartment a little bit because it's not disgusting, but the bathroom at least needs some work, and I need to clean our stove because that's a little bit of a mess. But yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna go into work, and I'll see you guys later today. So it is now almost 9 o'clock at night, and I have yet to update you guys about anything because today has been very crazy. So I got out of work at 3:30 after a really, really long and exhausting day, mentally, more so than physically. So I ended up actually going to like a late lunch with Robert, even though I already had lunch today, because we both kind of had a crap day, and we just wanted to spend a little bit of time together on his break because he wasn't going to get out of work until 9. And then I got home around like 4:15 or so, and I came home, I cleaned a lot of stuff around the apartment, and I posted my review for I Know You by Eric Thurm. I read a little bit of the book that I'm reading now, which I think is called Resting in Paradise by M. Ulrich, or Ulrich. I'm not sure how the pronunciation of the last name is, but I read a little bit of that when I was at work today during my lunch break, and then I read more of it today. I'm like almost halfway through it at this point, and it's a very, very quick book. It's actually kind of cute and enjoyable, honestly. Like, I like it a lot. It's basically following these two women who work together. One of them is new at her job. She's a PR lady, and essentially she is told to go with this travel writer to this couples only retreat resort area and basically keep an eye on her because the woman has gotten herself into some trouble recently, and because of the fact that she is part of a travel website that is like really, really big. It's a huge scandal that's gone on, and so Caroline, the PR lady, has to go with Emma, the writer, and they have to stay at this resort for couples only and act like they're supposed to be a couple, but really Caroline is just making sure Emma doesn't do anything stupid. Right now I'm basically waiting for Robert to get home from work because we are heading off to my parents' house today to celebrate Easter, and since I have Saturday and Sunday off, I really wanted to make sure that I went and visited my family because it's been a couple weeks and I've had a really rough couple weeks, I'll say, so it's just a good excuse to go home because it is Easter and I have Easter off, so I'm very excited to be able to go spend Easter Sunday with my family. Hey guys, so it is Sunday. It is just after 11 o'clock in the morning and it's Easter, so happy Easter to everybody that celebrates it. So yesterday I really didn't update you guys because yesterday kind of got away from me. I did not finish Pretending in Paradise, which that's the name of the book, not Resting in Paradise, it's Pretending in Paradise. I finished that actually just a few minutes ago because I was going to finish it yesterday, but the day kind of got away from me because I decided to take my mom out to lunch yesterday, and we spent pretty much the whole day together shopping and stuff, and then we came home and watched a movie, so I just didn't really have a bunch of time to read, which I was fine with because I like spending time with my mom. Robert went to a concert yesterday, so for the majority of the day he was gone, and then he didn't get back until like 2 o'clock in the morning by the time I was already like half asleep. So, but I did just finish, like I said, Pretending in Paradise, so that's finally done. I probably won't be able to post the review for it until tomorrow, but I will say I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. I really, really liked it a lot. It was really cute, which is so strange because it's another kind of like adult contemporary romantic comedy kind of thing, and I don't know what's been going on with me lately, but all the rom-com pieces I'm actually just really, really loving, which is so weird because they're all like super mushy-gushy, and I'm not usually like really invested in those kinds of stories, but the last two I read were kind of more focused on other things besides the romance, and this one was really focused on the romance. I really liked it. I felt like it wasn't, you know, too out of the realm of reality. Like, I felt like there were a lot of points in it that definitely felt real, which is always like my big thing when it comes to romantic comedy stories, is if I don't feel like the relationship's real and I don't feel like it's organic in the build and everything, it's going to be not believable. And as fast as the story went over the course of like a week, and as fast as the relationship bloomed over that week, it was interesting because I think that the fact that the characters like really like opened themselves up within that week definitely helped, because I think if it would have been just incredibly closed off and they all of a sudden fell in love during the week, it would have been a lot less believable. So today I'm actually going to be getting ready to go and get myself cleaned up because Robert and I are going to not only have Easter dinner with my family later today, but we also are going to go celebrate his great-grandmother's birthday, which is also today. They're having lunch at about like 1 o'clock or so, and I haven't seen his great-grandmother in like 2 years, so I definitely need to go see her. So I gotta go get cleaned up, and then we'll be heading off to that, and then a little later today we're going to be having Easter at my grandmother's house. So yeah, and then pretty much from there we're probably going to leave here like, I don't know, maybe like 7 o'clock or so, because I have to work tomorrow at 7, and it's going to take over an hour for us to get back to Mount Pleasant, so it's going to be a long night, and I don't want to be home too late to where I can't enjoy resting in the apartment and reading my next book, which is, I think, Recipe for Love, which is another adult contemporary romance story. I think I had a lot of romances this month for ARCs somehow, so that's the next one. I should be able to maybe read through the majority of it today and then probably finish it up tomorrow and get the review out tomorrow as well, but it's going to depend on how things go because I'm supposed to work from 7 to 3:30 tomorrow. Hey guys, so it is about 9:34 at night now, and Robert and I are back at the apartment. It's been a very weird afternoon and evening, to say the least. So basically, Robert and I, we went to his great-grandmother's birthday party. It was great. We had a good time for the most part, and then we came back to my house so that we could go over to my grandma's for Easter dinner. But then Robert had to go back to his dad's house for a hot second to do something. He had to basically give his dad a few things and just sit and visit with him for a little bit. And apparently what happened was that on the way to his dad's house, there was a side street that he was going to be taking, and somehow the brake line in my car basically went kaput. He wasn't in an accident, he's fine, the car's fine, but the brake line essentially was rusted through and broke. And come to find out, all of my brake lines are rusted through. And this is after having had extensive work done about a month ago to replace a sway bar, wheel bearing, replace all my tires on my car, and fix an oil leak, which cost about $1,400 to do. And this was like 3 weeks ago. So now, with all these brake lines needing to be replaced, I needed to leave the car at my house because it was going to be way too dangerous for me to drive the car all the way back here with no brakes. So I'm kind of out of luck for a car. Not completely, but my car is out of commission at the moment, and I may not get it until maybe the middle of the week, at worst case this next weekend. So because of all that, and because I was stressing out about Robert getting back to my house safely, I didn't do much reading. I did a little bit of reading on the way here because my mom had graciously taken Robert and I and brought us back up here, and she's heading home now. So I started reading a little bit of Recipe for Love. I think I'm like a few pages into it, but I was supposed to have it done today, I believe, and I didn't get it done because today was kind of just crazy in general. But I do think I'm going to read some more of it tonight before I go to bed, and then read the rest of it tomorrow. So at least what I will do is get it done tomorrow and then have both the review for that and the review for Pretending in Paradise up tomorrow. I will end this vlog here. I hope you guys are enjoying the HouseCupathon. We have one more full week of the HouseCupathon before the end of it. Currently, Ravenclaw is still in the lead with, I think, almost 1,700 points as of a few hours ago, and Hufflepuff is like maybe a few hundred points behind them. We're not that far behind Hufflepuff, but we're doing pretty well. So anyway, that's gonna end it for me today. I will see all of you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.